Hello everyone, and my name is Patrick Carney. You may not know me. You may know me from the PJK podcast. I did that a long time ago, back in 2004. You may know me from my professional life. You may know me from my personal life. You may not know me at all. You may be curious as to who the heck I am. Wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and about this experiment that I'm going to be working on called You Kids Today. And the idea came to me as I was thinking over the past 20 some odd years of my career, some of the amazing steps that have been taken forward in digital technology that are kind of taken for granted by kids today. For example, things like instant messaging is now kind of old school. Now there's new things, there's Kik and other things like this that kids are doing. Video on a mobile phone. My team was one of the first ones in the world to put video on a mobile phone. It's kind of old school, old hat today. You kind of expect it on every mobile phone. It's pretty interesting stuff. And all this happened in just a very short period of time. And so what this podcast and blog and Instagram, all these other things I'm going to try to glom onto it, are going to try to do is tell some of the stories from the front lines, things that I've experienced personally firsthand, as well as I'm going to talk to some of the people in this space who I've worked with in the past or have been involved in various capacities with these people in the past to hear some of their stories as well. The format is going to be kind of up to you guys, really. I'm going to start with trying to keep the stories 10 minutes or less, just a quick in and out story, tell a real interesting thing. Hopefully there's something that you can learn out of it. Hopefully there's something that makes you scratch your chin or go, wow, I didn't know it really went down that way. Or, yeah, you're right, wow, I haven't heard the squeal of a modem in a long time. Stuff like this where it just makes you think for a second. And I want to try to do that in little 10-minute segments. And I want to make it into a podcast. I'm going to try to make it a video podcast. But sometimes it might be audio. Sometimes it might be something I record in my car. Sometimes it might be like this in my home studio here. Sometimes it might be on a plane, wherever the inspiration strikes or wherever I think there's a story to tell. I want to try to tell it from a perspective of, 10, 20 years ago, even 3 years ago, this was completely different. I mean, I'm recording this on a high-definition iPhone. High-definition cameras were ridiculously expensive 10 years ago. It was unheard of to have it on a phone, let alone, commonplace on a phone, let alone this big in a phone. Anyway, so there's a lot of neat little stories I think that we can tell, and I'm going to try to tell them. I've already started making a list, and it's a huge list of all these different stories that I can tell and tying them into interesting anecdotes and things like that, as well as I've already started to approach some of the people that I want to talk to and bring on this show. It might be Skype interviews, it might be face-to-face, I don't know. So if this idea sounds interesting to you, definitely subscribe or click the RSS subscribe link or what have you. I'm going to try to build a few things in here to make it easy to keep up to date with the show. But come back, give me your comments, let me know what kind of stories you might want to hear about, or ask questions, that kind of thing. Let me know what kind of show you'd like. And I hope you enjoy it. I think I'm going to have a good time with this too. It's going to start off in a big way in 2013. I'm going to start lining up the shows. I'm going to start editing them and getting my guests together and that sort of thing, writing up a few articles and sort of planning out the game plan here. And come along for the ride. I hope that you're going to have a good time with it. I think I'm going to have a good time with it as well. And we'll see you along the way. Thanks a lot.